Well, hello there, everybody. I'd like to welcome you all here to What the Debt. It is I, the one and only Mr. CJ. You're currently staring at the U.S. debt clock. Today is January. Actually, no, today is February. February the 6th, the year 2020. Where have I been? I think the last time I made a video was in January here, towards the end of January. I do apologize. I've been out of commission for just a bit here. Working on some other projects and also trying to keep up with my health here as well. Was actually going to put out a video here the other day in regards to the good old coronavirus, going on. Before I get into that, though, it looks like the current, not our, you know, I like to say the U.S. national debt is currently setting at 23 trillion 261 billion. Yeah, 261 billion and 282 million and counting. Looks like it just went above 300,000. As you can see, the debt continues to rise, as along with other debts here, other debt clocks. What was I going to say? Oh yeah, in regards to health, or keeping up your health. I've been hearing a whole lot of things, and I don't really even watch the news, but I tend to see little news notifications here from my mobile service provider pop up on my phone. But the good old coronavirus that's going on, I guess started out in China or whatnot. Yeah, one thing that I heard, I was listening to a lecture the other day from a doctor, just some little information for my viewers or anybody that comes across this channel. I'm sure you can look into it more so as well. But zinc, basically the, what is it, the mineral or the vitamin zinc, is basically what you need to administer to oneself, pretty much to help combat the coronavirus. You know, if you're in an area that may be affected or anything of that nature. Of course, this is not a channel where we talk about fear-mongering type of things, but one always needs to keep themselves secure and healthy in order to live a prosperous life, right? But yeah, I'm gonna take a read here because being that we talk about debt here and money and look at all these numbers going up and down or whatnot, I like to talk about some of the news that I come across that obviously has or plays a factor in the economy, or in whether it's the nation, whether you're in America, in another country, worldwide. When you kind of look at the big picture, it's kind of hard to explain because maybe I don't know too much about it yet. But economics worldwide, right? I mean, for example, the stock market. In the stock market, there's tons of different trades going on, international trades, things of that nature. So the economy is obviously a worldwide deal, you could say. Trying to come up with the right words here, but anyway, one of the little news articles I've seen here today is coronavirus outbreak strains global medical mask market. And it says here, officials in China are buying up local supplies of N95 medical masks and directing them to the front lines of the coronavirus outbreak, leaving companies to ramp up production elsewhere to fill global demand. Okay. There's a little video here as well. See if they say anything, but it says long lines at pharmacies and soaring demand for Respiratory masks and plastic gloves show how the coronavirus outbreak has benefited some companies. Wall Street Journal explains why some medical supply stocks have skyrocketed. So, yeah, obviously, I've actually went to the grocery store. Excuse me. And every now and then I'll see somebody wearing a medical mask. This is even before the whole coronavirus um, was out and about or whatever. I'd go out in town or whatever, and sometimes you come across people who are wearing the medical mask. And like I said, I was in the grocery store. Usually, you're gonna see people wearing those medical masks. If you're in the hospital or something, right? But yeah. So if you're an entrepreneur of any sort, I like to give out ideas, things like that. You may want to look into shit. I may even do it myself. Try and make some fiat off of it, But obviously, with the zinc thing, you want to keep yourself healthy. But with this whole little article or news thing that I was reading here earlier today, I found it quite interesting the way the economy works, and debt, money, currency, everything of that nature. Um, you know what I mean? So I mean, go and get yourself some medical masks and start selling them or whatever. Oh man, shoot, man, that's a damn good idea, right? I'm starting to see the dollar signs right now. But not to get too much into conspiracy theory stuff, but shit, this channel is talking about everything and anything. But I was just thinking how, obviously there's big companies involved in the pharmaceutical industry, in the medical industry, the companies that come out with the vaccines, or research companies, all that stuff. If you kind of know what I'm talking about, then you know what I'm talking about, right? Put your tinfoil caps on, ladies and gentlemen. We're going deep. But I was just thinking, if, kind of the way that business things work. Um, Imagine these big companies, and this is something that in this lecture that I was listening to the other day that this doctor was speaking on. The person interviewing him was asking him a question, kind of in reference to what I'm talking about here. Oh look, student loan debt, 666. Uh oh. But I was just thinking, or he was saying how, do you think that maybe this whole coronavirus thing could be something kind of put out there on the market, so to say, for, these big companies or investors or whatnot, right? He kind of mentioned something about it. Obviously, didn't go too deep. It was a public channel there, but or live channel, but yeah, I was just finding it interesting too, along with what I read here today, being that the medical supply, or the makers of the medical supply masks, their revenue is obviously increasing because of this whole coronavirus thing. So it's just interesting, you know what I'm saying, when you really think about that stuff, the way that business works, the economy, money. When you kind of look into what some of these bigger companies are doing, right? Once again, it basically is a factor that I would say that goes into the national debt, or currency in general. Again, I'm not necessarily any sort of debt expert. I'm actually in the process of repairing my credit here again, because I kind of fucked it up a bit. Excuse my language. But yeah, here in the future, I'll see if I can actually leave a a link in one of the